In our top story, convicted murderer Oscar Pistorius will know in 3 weeks' time if he's going back to jail. The athlete's vulnerability took centre stage in the North Gauteng High Court during final arguments. In a jaw-dropping move, Pistorius removed his prosthesis. Sentencing has been set down for July 6th. Some of the following visuals may upset sensitive viewers.
From an anxiety disorder.
This is what Oscar Pistorius looked like on the night he killed Riva Steenkamp, vulnerable and fearing for his life. And this is what the defense says led the athlete pumping 4 bullets through his bathroom door.
He was anxious, he was frightened, finding it's not gone, and he was suffering from an anxiety disorder that's not gone. This must all be seen in a context of his disability and the pervasive effect of the disability. The accused has paid from the minute he fired the shots and will pay for this for the rest of his life. It's not going away. He lost his future with his chosen loved one. He has paid physically, losing his health. He has paid emotionally. We say he's a shell of the man that he was. We know in the evidence, not only by Professor Scholes, but also the pastor. And the pastor was never challenged on that. He's a broken man. He has paid financially. He's left being dependent on others. He's paid socially. He's judged and vilified by many and verbally attacked. He is paid by the loss of his identity. He's a person filled with self-loathing and loss of self-confidence. He's paying constantly. I am not taking away the grief of the parents and people.
Roo argued that the athlete had suffered enough, he'd been tried by public opinion, and that the events of that Valentine's Day remain etched in his mind.
The deceased lost the most valuable asset she ever had, this is her life. She can never walk in court, my lady.
But the state says vulnerability should not detract the court from the seriousness of the crime.
We argue that the minimum sentence of 15 years ought to be imposed. If, however, my lady, this court will find substantial and compelling circumstances that the court would feel justify a lesser sentence, we argue for long-term imprisonment.
And the state believes that an appropriate sentence would serve as restoration of public confidence in the courts. Graphic images of Riva Steenkamp at the crime scene will now be made public at the request of the family. They say it's now time for the world to see what Oscar Pistorius did to their daughter. And this is seen as a major aggravating factor for the athlete to be jailed for a longer term. Criselda Lewis, SABC News at the North Gauteng High Court.